Thank you for being here for our board meeting. We need to do roll call, please. Mr. Thomas?
President Berrigan.
Here.
Ms. Anderson.
Present.
Dr. Watkins.
Here.
Ms. Abay. Here. And Ms. Getsky. Here.
If you could all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we need to approve the agenda this evening, and I'm going to make the motion because we need to remove item C3 from the agenda. So I motion to approve the agenda minus item C3. Do I have a second?
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We have the approval of the minutes from the October 2nd, 2024 board meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries. Superintendent's report. Dr. Sprout.
Thank you, President Berrigan and governing board members. It's been 5 weeks since our last board meeting. We have a lot to celebrate tonight. We're going to start with celebrating our veterans. Veterans Day is a time on Monday that we had to honor all those who served in our military and reflect on their dedication and service to our country. Please join me in thanking our staff members who are our country's distinguished veterans, as well as anyone here in the audience and our veterans as a whole. So let's give them a round of applause. The passage of the Levine School District Capital Bond, Maintenance and Operations Override, and District Additional Assistance Capital Override represents our community's continued support for public education and a high level of confidence in our schools. This is a result of our election on November 5th. Specifically, this support from our community sets the standard for high quality facilities, free full-day kindergarten for our students, art, music, and PE and other elective programs, and provides competitive salaries for our amazing teachers and our staff. We genuinely appreciate the validation of the work we do each day, and it follows along the mantra, strong schools make strong communities. Thank you, Governing Board, for your leadership that also brought about these results. And of course, we will continue to provide the best pre-K through 8th grade educational options in Levine. Our community also elected governing board members to fill 3 seats. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming one familiar face and 2 newly elected board members. Our new members will be sworn in and then begin their terms in January. So first, congratulations to current board member Jennifer Getsky. Also newly elected to our governing board, Kayla Para. And newly elected to our governing board, Mikkel Bell. So congratulations. And again, we look forward to continuing and joining the board at our January meeting. Speaking of Levine being the Levine School District being the best educational option in Levine, the Arizona Department of Education has released the 23-24 school letter grades, and every school in the Levine School District has earned an A or B. So congratulations. And that congratulations goes to our amazing students, teachers, and support staff, our families, our governing board for this incredible accomplishment. And Assistant Superintendent Sarah Zimbrewski will be giving you an overview of all of our data later in tonight's meeting. Tonight, we would like to give a special recognition to our schools and school leaders at our 4 schools with an A label. So our first school is Estrella Foothills Global Academy with Principal Aaron Liebisch. and Assistant Principal Asia Clever. Our second school with an A label is Levine Elementary School. Right here. We would like to call up past principal Dr. Robert Kaplinger, current principal Melissa Garcia, and assistant principal Reed Brotherton. Next, a congratulations to Paseo Point Dual Language Academy, and would Principal John Roloff and Assistant Principal Patty Gonzalez Sotelo please come up. And finally, our fourth school that received an A label, Vista del Sur Accelerated Academy, with Principal Jessica Epax and Assistant Principal Bill Stewart please come forward. Congratulations. Yep, for a second. Yeah. Okay. We've got a lot to celebrate tonight. Our next celebration, would you please join me in congratulating MC Cash, as they will be this year's recipient of the Arizona School Boards Association Golden Bell Award for their College and Career Pathways signature program. Let's give them a round of applause. We'll just ask Principal Nikki Goodwin and Assistant Principal Ann Morgan. We're going to do more extensive recognition at the next meeting, but if you would please stand so we can recognize you. You don't have to come up. ASBA puts the spotlight on schools exclusively like MC Cash that have a proven record of achieving excellence through their educational initiatives by giving them this prestigious award. And so thank you and congratulations. They will be recognized at the ASBA conference in early December. So congratulations, MC Cash. Our next set of awards are our 2024 Pinnacle of Leadership Awards. We recognize, board, as you know, we recognize certified staff through our Excellence in Education Award and our classified staff through the Exceptional Service Award. Tonight, we will be giving our annual Pinnacle of Leadership Awards, recognizing members of our administrative team. This year, we will be recognizing 7 leaders. As I have said, I think this is my 3rd time, we aspire to be the Levine community's choice for pre-K through 8th grade. And one way that we signal that we are the best educational option in Levine is by our schools achieving the A+ School of Excellence Award, a total school award presented by the Arizona Educational Foundation, which requires an extensive application process and a 2-day visit by an evaluation team. Last year, we added 2 new A+ schools to our already 5 schools that have achieved this prestigious award. So, for their leadership, resulting in Paseo Point Dual Language Academy becoming an A+ School of Excellence, Principal John Roloff and Assistant Principal Patty Gonzalez Sotelo. And for their leadership, resulting in Desert Meadow School becoming an A+ School of Excellence, Principal J.P. Ketchum and Assistant Principal Dr. Caitlin Grikarowicz. Mr. Ketchum's not able to be here, but we'll get him next month. But just stay up here, Dr. Grikarowicz. I would be remiss if I did not mention that Dr. Grikarowicz was also key to Paseo Point Dual Language Academy that we just recognized receiving the A+ award in her service as their assistant principal. We also have, the admin team would acknowledge a long-serving assistant principal that helped to make this Desert Meadows the great school that it is. Long-serving, he's been around for a long time, but we also want to bring forward Mr. Bill Stewart. Our next Pinnacle of Leadership award goes to, I'll start with this. We aspire to meet the needs of our community, to pursue equity, and to find new ways to meet the needs of our students. So for her leadership in pursuing, and I'm sure all of our parents know about this, and securing free breakfasts and lunches for all students in the Levine School District, our Child Nutrition Director, Jennifer Gordon. Prior to the governing board ultimately selecting a curriculum that we will use here in the district, the textbook adoption process is crucial as it is the basis for our aspiration of instructional excellence and supporting our teachers, one of our employee experience commitments. And I firmly believe that the math adoption process that the governing board adopted and now our implementation of that adopted curriculum will set an instructional trajectory for the future of our district. So for her leadership in the selection and implementation of Eureka Math Squared, Dr. Tracy Watkins. So once again, congratulations to our Pinnacle of Leadership recipients. But board, we always like to end this portion by recognizing an administrative team of 45 individuals that is simply the best in the state of Arizona. So let's give our administrative team a huge round of applause. All right, William. We are thrilled to announce that Estrella Foothills Global Academy 6th grade student William J. Reeves won the 2024 Earth Day Poetry Contest. His beautiful poem captured the essence of nature and the importance of saving our planet. Would you please join me in welcoming and celebrating William's creativity and passion for the environment? And William is going to read his poem to us tonight. So William, please come forward.
Saving our planet. We can save our planet with people like you and make the planet as good as new and make it look real blue. Let's make history if it's possible. It's a mystery. It's the largest cleanup in history. Let's plant some green and let it be seen and give the earth a little rebirth. Let the animals be seen, don't be mean. With all those machines, keep their homes green. Let's clean the sea and let the animals be free and let them breathe, all calm in the sea. Let's be proud of our home and let the earth be in its own and a mind of its own.
Thank you so much, William. We obviously have a proud family there too, so congratulations and great job. Great job tonight. MC Cash 8th grade medical science students participated in hands-on simulations, including placing IVs, assessing trauma patients, and even trying their hand at surgery. Students learned what the criteria are to get accepted to medical school and how to start preparing in high school and beyond for U of A's College of Medicine. And we thank the Arizona Health Alliance for sponsoring this trip for our students. Speaking of looking to the future, our second annual LEAP event will be held on Wednesday, December 11th at Levine Elementary School. LEAP stands for Levine's Exploration of Academic Pathways, where students and families are invited to visit with local high schools and colleges to learn about their programs and offerings. Over 20 schools, we will have over 20 schools this year, will be hosting tables, recruiting our students, and providing them with multiple options to support their academic aspirations. On top of that, students can also explore careers of the future and local college programs to help set academic goals beyond high school. We will also do a second LEAP event on April 12th. So very excited about this event. On October 21st, school administrators participated in a community and family engagement training with our School Connect partner. Together, they set ambitious goals regarding absenteeism, teacher retention, parent engagement, and academic achievement. We're also thrilled to announce that all schools are collaborating to create partner lists for a community cafe in February 2025. On October 16th and yesterday, the Levine District hosted our our first and our second distribution event of the year, food distribution event of the year in collaboration with St. Mary's Food Bank. It was an incredible afternoon, thanks to nearly 68 outstanding volunteers. Together, they served in both days, we have served 426 households, reaching 2,100 people across various zip codes, including our local zip codes in the Levine School District. A heartfelt thank you to our federal programs staff for their invaluable assistance, and we successfully distributed all 19,000 pounds of food, making a real difference in our community. By the way, those volunteers also came from Arizona Lutheran Academy, Global Credit Union, and our local LDS church. So thank you very much. Yeah. We want to thank Core Construction for their generous donation to the Levine Helping Hands Closet, which is right here at our school district office. It's stocked with uniforms and hygiene items to ensure that no Levine school district goes without the basic essentials for success. The Helping Hands Closet hours are Tuesday and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., and Wednesdays from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. We are thrilled to announce that Cheatham Elementary has a brand new shade structure thanks to generous support from the City of Phoenix Shade for Students grant program. Installed over fall break, this impressive 14-foot tall structure spans 37 feet by 37 feet, providing much needed shade for students on the Northwest Primary Field Playground. Thank you to our Support Services Department for overseeing this project, and to the City of Phoenix Office of Heat Response and Mitigation for selecting Cheatham for grant funding. It was a busy week around Halloween with exciting carnivals and fun and festive trunk or treats to spectacular boo fests and unforgettable family fun nights. Levine schools have been buzzing with energy and joy this fall. A huge thank you to everyone that helped make these school events special. And there's a great selection of some shots from these events. The developmental preschool is always busy, and they held their annual pumpkin patch at Levine Elementary with over 150 people in attendance. They had 132 pumpkins available to carve, decorate, or take home, thanks to some tax credit donations. They also had several activity stations such as making bracelets, coloring pages, carving jack-o'-hammer. Is that right? Jack-o'-hammer, that's what I got, okay? And playing with pumpkin Play-Doh. This year's annual Playa Margarita Car Show honored the incredible legacy of former Levine Superintendent Dr. Bill Johnson. Dr. Johnson's visionary leadership was instrumental in rebuilding MC Cash School, paving the way for success, and creating an environment where our students, staff, and families can thrive. And this event is also overseen by former governing board member Isaac Cerna. It was a great day. And now we will celebrate our employees of the month. Our certified employee of the month is Monica Romero, school counselor at Levine Elementary School. Monica is everything you hope for and expect in a fantastic school counselor. Empathetic, patient, an advocate, warm, approachable, and more. It doesn't matter the time of day, Monica is always willing to help, jump in, and support students and teachers when needed. Monica has created a welcoming and positive school environment by implementing morning yoga once a week, friendship groups, and by leading impactful programs such as the Be Kind People Project and Character Strong. Thank you, Monica, for always going that extra mile for our students and staff. Congratulations.
There's not a lot I can say that wasn't just said. That smile that you see is what we get to see every single day at Levine, all day, every day, even when things are really stressful. So not only is she a fierce advocate for students, she's a strong leader, and she is the definition of being everywhere, all the time, everywhere, all at once is what I'm looking for. I just feel like I just saw her on the other side of the campus, and like 5 minutes later, she's over here. So she is all hands on deck all the time, and I don't know what I would do without her. So congratulations.
We have a wonderful counseling team in our district across all of our schools, but I will tell you that working with Monica, you don't have any doubts about her dedication, her passion, and her student-centered focus. And so it's a wonderful experience to work with her and to see her working with our students and the impact that she has on them. So thank you, Monica.
And next, our classified employee of the month, Markeisha Carr, Kids Club Manager at Estrella Foothills Global Academy. If you know Miss Markeisha, you know she's always full of life and a positive attitude. Originally hired to manage the preschool at Vista del Sur, she happily took on a new role as Kids Club Manager at Estrella Foothills. Since working there, she has grown their aftercare program into one of the largest in the district. She works closely with students who have challenging behaviors and puts plans into place to work with them to gain their trust and ensure their success. If a problem arises, she does what is needed to develop a solution. Thank you, Ms. Markeisha, for being a true supporter of the Levine School District and genuinely concerned about our students' well-being. And I have to say, I got an email from a parent that recognized you as well, and we got to celebrate that. But what an outstanding employee. So congratulations, Markeisha Carr.
But a lot of that doesn't say Markeisha is more than just a kids club worker. She's been with us, started off in pre-K. I knew right away, I saw the talents in her, and I was like, there's no way she could stay at one little
And before we go to our classroom spotlight, the 11th Annual Levine Winter Festival is scheduled for Friday, December 6th, 2024, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the David Glasser Athletic Complex. Yes, it's been 11 years. The funds raised by this event go towards college scholarships for former Levine students. This year's Winter Festival will feature obstacle courses, games, activities, student performances, photo opportunities, holiday gift vendors, and food. And even more than that. So it'll be an outstanding event. We invite everyone to one of the Levine's largest annual events. And now, it is my pleasure, we've got some wonderful students up here from Levine Elementary School, and we are going to have our classroom spotlight, and for that we will turn over to Principal Melissa Garcia.
Good evening, President Berrigan, Dr. Sprout, members of the board, and colleagues and guests. Thank you so much for the opportunity to showcase our amazing Levine Elementary students tonight. Tonight, I am proud to highlight our amazing 8th grade scientists and their outstanding teacher as they demonstrate one of the science investigations from the phenomena studies in our Discovery Education curriculum. As you know, science education has always been a priority in helping students understand the world around them, preparing them for critical thinking, problem solving, and future career opportunities. For many years, we taught science using the traditional scientific method, a familiar step-by-step process that students use to conduct experiments and draw conclusions. However, in today's rapidly evolving world, science education needs to do more than teach a formulaic approach to discovery. At Levine, teachers utilize the phenomena studies within the Discovery Education curriculum because not only does it align with the Arizona State standards and its three-dimensional framework of science, which are the science and engineering practices, cross-cutting concepts, and the core ideas. The phenomena-based studies provided by Discovery Education have been pivotal in supporting teachers as they shift away from teaching the traditional scientific method to provide students with a deeper, more hands-on understanding of how science and engineering work in real life, encouraging them to think and act like scientists and engineers. So rather than memorizing steps in a process, students are now challenged to explore questions, analyze problems, develop solutions collaboratively, just like they would in real-world scientific and engineering careers. In our science classrooms, teachers have created environments where students can learn by doing, experimenting, and collaborating. As you will see tonight, sometimes this is a noisy process, but it's exciting to see students empowered to explore, question, and test ideas based on their curiosity. Through this process, science is becoming less intimidating and more accessible. Students who might feel that science is only about memorizing facts and formulas can now see that it's more than that. They are things that every student can relate to. It is our hope that through the use of phenomena studies and embracing an inquiry approach to learning, we are opening new doors for our students and inspiring the next generation of scientists, engineers, and problem solvers. I am now honored to present our 8th grade science teacher, Ms. Erin Delaney.
Good evening, President Berrigan, Dr. Sprout, members of the board, and guests. I'm Ms. Erin Delaney, the 8th grade Science and Social Studies teacher at Levine Elementary. Thank you for the opportunity for my wonderful 8th grade students to showcase one of our Discovery Education lessons from this year. As Ms. Garcia said, the way I teach science now is much different than how I was taught science growing up. Discovery Education fosters an inquiry-based teaching approach. This allows my students to drive their learning by investigating and solving problems through exploration, questioning, and critical thinking. An inquiry-based approach allows science to become more accessible to all learners by proving that all science starts with a simple question. I wonder if, how, why. This evening, you'll all become 8th grade scientists. You'll be guided with my students through one of our hands-on physical science lessons from our wireless speaker unit. Throughout this unit, students are building their knowledge to be able to explain our anchor phenomena. How does music transfer to my ears from my phone through a wireless speaker? By the end of the unit, students will develop and use a model to describe how waves are reflected, absorbed, or transmitted through various materials. Right behind me, I have my wonderful students that will be working with you this evening. You truly could not be in better hands. In the prior activity, students observed what happened to a speaker when filled with glitter while music was playing. Students observed that sound is transmitted through the vibrations originating from the speaker's diaphragm. Next, students analyzed small and large tuning forks, made predictions, and tested different factors that caused different sizes to produce different sounds relating to both pitch and volume. Through this activity, just as what we refer to as our glitter speaker, students identified tuning forks also transmit sound through vibrations. Students also observed that smaller tuning forks had a higher note or a higher pitch than larger tuning forks. At this point, these analytical students wondered, how will this knowledge be applied to other instruments? This leads us to our hands-on activity, producing sound using noisy instruments. By the end of this activity, you'll be able to explain how actions are used to make different sounds in different musical instruments. In the classroom, students examined the available materials for the investigation. They generated their own questions to investigate how a wireless speaker generates sound and emits changes in sound, such as volume. Board members, in just a moment, my students are going to bring their instruments to you and together investigate some of these student-generated questions. At the conclusion of this investigation, this modified investigation, you should be able to answer the analysis questions provided by your students. At this time, Levine students, please bring your musical instrument to your board member and begin your investigation.
Hi, how are you?
What is it?
Symbols.
To meet you guys. Do you need a place to sit now? Not yet. Oh, okay.
What do you think? Basically,
Okay.
just the question.
This is a what now? So one more time?
What's the difference? What's the difference with the vibration between a low note and a high note?
Vibrations?
Yes.
I'm sure you like the speed? Speed
Like
difference?
how the strength?
I think the harder, the higher it's gonna sound.
Feel the vibration.
Gotcha.
So this is a low note. Okay.
Do you feel the difference? Well, which one is stronger?
The higher. I think it's causing more movement the harder you hit it.
You hit it with more force. You hit it with more force.
Okay.
Does it matter what size this is?
Yeah, if it's bigger, the vibration will be stronger because it has more space to vibrate.
Gotcha. Does it matter if you hit more central or more peripheral?
Well, it depends because right here, the note will probably go higher because it's like harder. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
What is it? This one's real or how big or small?
I think it's more dense here, where it's more spaced, spatial. It's gonna move it more. So we got some skill. So it ends pretty much this.
And the
It
vibration.
dissipates, it goes away a lot slower here, where it ends more abruptly here. Yeah, big difference. Gotcha.
No vibration.
Oh, rotate.
More energy, creating more noise, more dissipation,
Material that we use.
more volume.
Yes. Oh, we're switching. We're switching. Fantastic. Let me see if I was right. Okay. See.
I'm gonna hit it so you can hear the difference. Why do you think that happened?
Because of what you're hitting. You're hitting something that's, I'm guessing that was
And then
steel.
you do a
and this
middle
isn't.
one.
This is
It has
different
to do with
texture.
So set it down and then when you pick it up, you think it will
It dissipates, right?
predict the different vibrations?
I don't think I would have been able to check the different vibrations. Right?
You hit it. It's different than if you lay it. The vibrations are closer.
Less vibration.
Right.
Gotcha.
Sure. Good.
The right here.
Awesome. Am I doing a good job? You guys are doing great. That's awesome. Is there anything else?
Sorry. Can you say it one more time?
Sure. So it's the distance from the diaphragm that makes the different tones.
Hit exactly the same force, but
Yeah.
I think it's all based on what the material is. What do you actually hit?
size and everything.
Size,
Also, this part is
duration.
like soft.
Do you guys play instruments?
Right.
This one,
Yeah.
it's really soft.
Do you play an instrument?
What do you feel is the
No.
difference between the vibration? This biggest one versus the big one, like a higher.
My son plays piano, and then I play piano, flute, and
36.
Do you have any questions for us?
Are you guys in music at all?
I know how to play music.
there's air tones that, so with the key sound, yeah, it creates different airflow sounds.
Gotcha.
What's that?
Yeah, I wasn't in music at all. I was sports. I was straight sports. Me too.
To make the different keys, the different notes, you have to put different keys, so different pitches. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. You did a really great job. Thank you for. Yeah, I still do. I play piano and I play flute and the ukulele.
I did the recording.
Yeah.
I should just play sports.
So much, Levine. Students, that was outstanding. Do you have
No, I was just going to say thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Ms. Garcia. And students, if you'd please come forward, we'd like to get a picture with all of you. And parents, you can feel free to come up and get a picture as well. So come on up. Eighth grade students, it was a real joy to have you with us tonight, and we look forward to your great futures. Parents, family, and friends, thank you for being here tonight and bringing your students. I have one more announcement about Levine Elementary School because I saw Ms. Delaney and I remembered we just had our district softball championship, and Levine Elementary School, under the managerial expertise of Ms. Delaney, won the softball championship this year, so congratulations to you. And on the boys basketball side, just so you know, Desert Meadows got its first championship. In recent memory, they beat Vista del Sur Accelerated Academy, who I'm getting glares from Principal EPACS right now. So, but congratulations, and again, thank you, family, friends, and students.
I just also want to say a quick thank you to the parents and family members of these incredible students. You should be so proud of them. The three that I talked to, and then listening to others in the periphery, they're getting an incredible education here in the Levine Elementary School District, and make sure you pick the right high school for them. I was very, very impressed. They didn't just know about one instrument, they knew about multiple instruments, and so you didn't just stay surface level, you dove really deep with them, and I appreciate that work. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening. We're going to move to the business portion of our meeting. You're welcome to stay for that. It's not quite as exciting as the first part of the meeting, but you're welcome to stay or go celebrate. Thank you for being here. Ms. Zimbruski,
Yes.
lay it on us.
I think everyone should move forward.
Yes,
You
they
think?
should. Do you do their evaluations? Can she do your evaluation?
Dr. Sprout, we need to talk before their evaluations.
Front row, front row. Front row.
I want a cookie.
Well, if you're not first, you're last, all right? Okay.
Remember where you were seated 2 years ago at this point, Ms. Zabriskie.
I'm pretty sure she was
All
the
right,
leader
well,
of that gang.
I am really excited to present to you this evening from the front and center. Yes, Dr. Sprout, that was my spot. You're right. Thanks for keeping my seat warm, guys. All right, President Berrigan, members of the board, Dr. Sprout, and Mr. Prez Thomas. I am really excited to share with you about our student achievement and accountability update from fiscal year 24. So as you know, all of our students in 3rd through 8th grade in April partake in the Arizona's Academic Standards Assessment. This assessment assesses their skills in English language arts and math for all of our 3rd through 8th graders. And then our 5th and 8th graders also participate in a science assessment, which is the AZ Sci. So this is done during the month of April, and then we usually get the results around May. So we've got a lot of celebrations, so just a few of them. First of all, we achieved the highest score in our 8th grade ELA in the history of the district. So we are super excited for that. We also, I know I said this last year, that we had the 2nd highest scores in the history of our district, but guess what? We even beat last year. So we're super excited about having the 2nd highest scores in the history of our district. We doubled the number of schools that earned science bonus points. So last year, we only had 2 schools that earned any bonus points for science, and that means that they scored a proficiency level greater than the state average in science in 5th and 8th grade. And so this year, we had 4 schools that did. And then 8 out of our 9 schools received all 10 points for our English language learners, which is outstanding. I was meeting with some other people from other districts, and they were like, how do you get so many scores of 10 for your English language program? So that is a huge feat as well. And then, as you heard already this evening, 4 of our schools received A labels, which is the label of excellence, and that is Estrella Foothills Global Academy, Levine Elementary, Paseo Point Dual Language Academy, and Vista Del Sur Accelerated Academy. So another big round of applause for those A schools. And then all of our other schools received B, which is still outstanding, and that's the label of highly performing. So a big round of applause for all of our schools. So looking at our ELA data, you can see over the past 9 years, we are not quite back to our pre-pandemic scores in 2019 of 41. The gray box is the state average. So we're just below the state average, but we're really hoping to make some great gains this year. And again, we are making significant gains since that first year out of the pandemic. So we're trending in the right direction, but we've got some work to do. And then the last 9 years of our math assessments, this obviously looking at 2019 where we were with 42% proficiency rate, we have not bounced back from the pandemic quite as quickly as we would like to. We've got some huge gaps, but we are excited with our new math curriculum that is being implemented with great fidelity this year, that I think we're going to really see some tremendous results in math. And then for our science scores that our 5th and 8th graders take, we just have these for the last 3 years. And last year we were really excited because we saw such a huge leap in 5th grade from the prior year. Well, 5th grade remained the same, which is still outstanding and just a couple percentages lower than the state average. But our 8th grade really shot up there. So we are excited about, as you can see, our 8th grade science at one school and the tremendous things they're doing. It is like that at many of our schools. So we are definitely seeing some great work there. And I know Dr. Watkins has done some tremendous work with our Discovery Ed science curriculum that we just readopted. And I'm looking forward to some tremendous results again this year. So our A to F letter grades, as you know, we get a summative grade each year based on student data. So this is the breakdown of it. 30% is for proficiency, 50% is based on growth, 10% on acceleration and readiness, and 10% for EL. And I'll go into these in a little bit more details here in a few minutes. So proficiency, 30%. So this is our 3rd through 8th graders and how they scored in ELA and math. And it's based on just our full academic year students, so they had to have started school with us within the first 10 days of the school year for their score to count. And it's an average, so they get points based on the higher proficiency. If they scored minimally proficient, we get 0 points for them. If they score partially proficient, we get 0.6 of a point. If they score proficient, we get a point. And if they score highly proficient, we get 1 3/10 of a point. And then these are averaged, and that is worth 30% of our overall letter grade. And then we have 50% based on growth. And so this growth score is given to each of our 4th through 8th graders. Obviously, in 3rd grade was our first year taking the assessment, and we have to have growth from one previous year to the next, so that's why it's only given a growth score for our 4th through 8th graders. And so the students, based on their prior year scores, are basically put into a pool together based on students that scored similarly to them, and then they look at how they scored the next year, and they're given a growth score between 1 and 99. And then based on if it's in the high growth, average growth, or low growth, they get points based on that. So low growth, you get 0 points. Average growth, you get 1 point. And then high growth, it depends on what you scored the prior year. So our minimally proficient kids that get high growth, we get the most points for. We get 2 full points for them. So we're really wanting to see that high growth from our students. And that, again, is worth 50% of our overall letter grade. And then our EL students, this is our kinder through 8th graders. So all students that are English language learners take the Azella test in January through March, sometime during that time frame. And those students, you can earn 5 points for just being above the state average on proficiency. How many students actually scored proficient on the Azella test? And then you can also get 5 points for the growth that they achieved. So if they changed maybe 2 proficiency levels, you'll get more points than if they just change 1. But overall, that's worth 10 points. And again, that's for our kinder through 8th grade students that are English language learners. And then we have 10 points that are available for acceleration and readiness. So you can get 2.5 points if you decrease the number of 8th graders who are scoring minimally proficient on the math exam. You can also get 2.5 points for 8th graders that if you've increased on the highly proficient in math. And then in 3rd grade, if you decrease the number of students that scored minimally proficient from the prior year, even though these are 2 different groups of students, last year's 3rd graders are not this year's 3rd graders, but you can get 5 points if you just decrease the number of minimally proficient students. And then there's all sorts of areas in subgroup proficiency where you can get points based on like demographic subgroups. If you improved in a particular demographic group of students from one year to the next, you can get 2 points. If you decrease your number of chronic absence students, and that is from 1st through 8th grade, you can get 2 points. So there's various ways to earn these points, but it does max out at 10. And then there's some bonus points you can earn, and this is for SPED students. You can get up to 2 points, and it's based on how many of your SPED population are in the general ed classroom at least 80% of the day, and then that's compared to the overall state average, and you can earn up to 2 points there. And then you can also, like I mentioned earlier, how we had 4 of our schools get points, bonus points for science. If you're scoring a certain standard deviation above the state average in 5th and 8th grade, you can earn up to 3 bonus points for science. And then this is just the breakdown by each school. So again, we've got the proficiency, that's worth 30%. Now, just a reminder, when you're looking at this and you look at MC Cash, that is not saying that only 13% of their students are proficient in English language arts and math. It is a weighted proficiency, and it's a total out of 30 points. And then your growth is maxed out at 50. You can get 25 points for ELA, 25 for math. And so we've had some tremendous growth across the district, and since that's 50% of our score, that's very, very important. And then our EL, again, we had 9 out of our 10 schools that scored all 10 points in our English language proficiency and growth. And then acceleration readiness, we had many schools that scored all 10 points there. And then here's our bonus points, which again is for our SPED population and our science proficiency. Every school is then out of 100. The cut scores are at the top, and the breakdown is there below you. And here it is, all of our schools with their letter grade. And the district also receives a letter grade, and it's basically just like you would figure out your GPA on a grade report. B's are 3 points, A's are 4 points, divide that by the number of schools we have, and that comes out to a B, which is a 3.44 GPA. But puts us in that highly performing range. If we could just pull off one more A, we'd be there. It'd be great. All right, so we always like to see how Levine compares to the other school districts and schools that feed into Phoenix Union. So as you can see, Madison is tops, but we're right behind them. And we've got a significant lead over some of our other school districts that feed into Phoenix Union. And this is for the ELA passing percent. And then for math, again, second place to Madison, and a decent lead over the other feeder districts as well. And even though we're doing better than them, we have a lot of work ahead of us, and we're not satisfied with being second, that's for sure. And then here's another breakdown, and this is broken down in order of GPAs and district letter grades that feed into Phoenix Union High School District. As you can see, we had the same number of A schools as Madison. We just had one more B than they did. They only had 8 schools that received letter grades because some of their schools are K2 and things, they don't receive a letter grade. And so they had a 3.5 GPA, we had a 3.44. And then this is interesting too. Out of the Levine School District, we had 44% of our schools received an A, where across the state, traditional K-8 schools, 35% were A's, and then the other Phoenix Union feeder districts or schools were 11% were A's. And then schools that received A and B, 100%, like we talked about earlier tonight. And across the state, 74% of the K-8 schools received an A or a B. And then the other Phoenix Union feeder schools, 60% of them were A's or B's. And then we like to compare ourselves to the charter schools in the vicinity. So here's an overall look, and these are all the charter schools that are in our general area, not all of them located right here in Levine. But you'll notice Heritage Academy, which is a 6th through 12th grade school. They have an A, which is outstanding. I do want to put a little disclaimer in here. When you have some K-8 grade levels and then also some high school grade levels, you're a hybrid school. So your score is determined a little bit differently. So if their scores were just based on their 6th through 8th grade, which is who we compete with because we only service 6th through 8th grade out of that, they would have been a B. They had 78% in their 6th through 8th grade. But their high school was a 93%. And so then they take not necessarily the average, but they take the percent of students in 6th through 8th grade, and that percent factors into the overall grade. And so they did end up with an A. And the other one I wanted to point out was Legacy Traditional. Now this school located right here in Levine actually pulls the most students out of any of the charter schools from our district. And I just want to point out that their bar is orange, which is C, and we don't have any orange bars in our district. So that's just a little side note there. I'm not a competitive person though. All right, so charter schools 2 A's versus Levine's 4 A's. So this kind of just puts it in perspective on where everybody ranks. And so where are the best schools of choice? I think Dr. Sprout said it earlier, they are right here in our district, the best of the best schools, right here. And what is our path moving forward? So first of all, we always take lots of time to review and analyze our data. Catherine Crary, our data person, does an amazing job providing data workbooks for our school administrators, and they're able to just really pick apart the data and dive in and determine which students need what and provide that for them. We utilize this to make our decisions and really guide our PLC communities during PLC Wednesdays, which is another initiative new this year, and I'm expecting that to really help us with our overall student achievement as well. and implementing our curriculum with fidelity. And Ms. Anderson had the opportunity to walk classrooms with us at a couple of our campuses last week, and she saw how our teachers are really implementing our curriculum, especially our new math curriculum, with just tremendous fidelity. And we know we're going to see results from that. And then continuing to develop our teachers through quality professional development and purposeful instructional feedback. All kids every day. We need them here, and we need our teachers here so that we can teach them and make that academic growth towards proficiency. So there are some things that lie ahead that I wanted to make sure you were aware of that's coming down the pipeline here in the future. In 2023, statute was revised to include the part there that's in the red. So not only will school districts and schools be receiving a summative letter grade, they will also be receiving something that is called indicator scoring. And so I'm going to go into that just a little bit so you know what's ahead for us. So the purpose of having A to F letter grades on performance indicators, basically the design came out of the aspect from state accountability statute that we just read, but it was strongly influenced by insights and support from various school leaders. And it provides schools with multiple avenues to demonstrate success. So rather than just having one summative grade for a school and parents and teachers and everyone's trying to kind of figure it out, it will break it down and hopefully, give some different areas for students or for schools to focus on. So what we know about indicator scoring, which it's still much in the works, okay? But we do know that summative school letter grades will remain unchanged. So the way that those are figured right now are expected to stay the same. We will get a letter grade beginning next year. So this year's data, FY25, we will get this next year, a letter grade in growth, letter grade in proficiency, acceleration and readiness, and English learners. So not only will you have your one school grade, but you will have 4 additional grades, 1 for each of those areas. What we don't know is what the cut scores for each of those indicators will be. There's lots of discussion happening right now with the Technical Advisory Committee for the State Board of Education. Lots of meetings, there's still a lot of talks, and they're determining those cut scores. But we do have some timelines. We're expected to get indicator scoring for our past 3 years sometime in December, January. It will not be made public, but just to kind of give us an idea of what we would be looking at if we had indicator scoring based on this year's data. They do expect to have the cut scores ready here in the next couple of months, so we'll see what happens with that. And then next year in October, we will not only receive the summative letter grade, but we will receive these indicator scorings as well. So as we find out more, we'll keep you guys informed of those decisions. And once again, it takes all of us to have great student achievement. And I just want to do another shout out to our community for passing the bonds and overrides, because that helps us maintain great programs, great curriculum, great teachers, great facilities for our students to learn in, and a very supportive governing board. So we couldn't do it without you guys. And then obviously the people on the front lines, the administrators at the school sites, the teachers in the classrooms, and our parents who are doing so much behind the scenes at home. So thank you to all of you for all of your help. And with that, I will take any questions or comments.
Okay, board. Yes, let's applaud. Any comments? I feel like Ms. Anderson is itching to say, no, she's good. She's had enough discussion about accountability and letter grades.
I had to present this on Tuesday
She's
night
done.
to
She don't
my
wanna
own
talk about it
board, so I probably could have presented this tonight for
Right.
you all. No, great work. I mean, obviously, by looking at the data, we can see where we need to continue to move forward and to focus on, and that is getting kids to proficiency. That's the same thing that we're doing in Avondale as well. So keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing amazing things.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
That was really helpful and good information, so
Thank you.
congratulations. I know that we're all very proud of you. A's and B's. Amazing. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, hold on. I want to say
Oh,
something.
I'm so sorry.
I have a lot of things I would like to say, but I think the most important thing is that I'm so proud of all of the work that everybody does to make this happen, because it does truly take everyone in the district. It takes our incredible kids, their families, all of our support staff, our administrators, and our teachers. And, you know, we are a shining light down here in the southwest part of the valley, and it makes all of us as people who live in this district very, very proud. And I just appreciate the work that you do to lead all of that, as well as the work that you do, Dr. Sprout. So that's the important thing I need to say.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. There we are, consent agenda. Okay. We have a consent agenda this evening. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. And then the memorandum, you good, Mr. Thomas? Good, okay. Then the memorandum of understanding with the Phoenix Indian Center for the Living in Two Worlds program. Do I have a motion?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Is there anything you wanted to share on that? Okay. It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. And then we have these policy revisions. We can just do this as a first read this evening, or we can motion to do this by waiving the second read and adopting the policies. I'll take a motion either way.
I motion to waive the second reading and adopt the proposed policies.
Okay. Motion and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Comments from the board, Ms. Getzky.
Again, just very proud of the scores that we've seen. Such an amazing school district, and congratulations to Ms. Bell and Laura. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Ms. Abed?
Thanks for all the work. Just really impressive scores, and our community is lucky to have the teachers and the staff and everybody that we have here, and grateful to our community for supporting the bonds and supporting our schools so we can keep those great things going. And also, congratulations to all three of you.
Dr. Watkins?
There's a lot of things that have gone into getting us to where we are. You know, I moved my family here in 2007. Man, is it different. It's a different world. And I just want to give kudos to, I think, the main person that really is making it happen is Dr. Sprout. You know, him and Bill Johnson have done incredible things to get us to where we're at. And it's just amazing. You know, during the election, I got so many people asking me these questions about what do we need to do? Why are we doing it? I was like, man. And I remember 10 years ago, nobody cared. You know, now we have people who really value what we're doing, seeing the impact it's having on our kids, seeing the impact it's having on our community. But, you know, I don't think we do it enough, but Dr. Sprout, you did amazing stuff. You empower your people. You know, he empowers his people, he loves his people, and you recognize that, and you just have to appreciate it.
Ms. Anderson?
So yes, as Ms. Dombruski said, I was able to go out to a couple of sites to visit some classrooms and see the new math curriculum and bring a couple of my work buddies with me to see that. And so, amazing. Just thank you for that.
You read that, it's different.
It is difficult, but but our kids can do it. And to be able to walk in those classrooms and see the students up and discussing and talking about it and explaining their thinking, and the teachers embracing that manual this year. I know for some it might be difficult, but to be able to stay true to the fidelity of this new program is going to make huge strides towards those students being proficient. And so thank you for all that hard work, and thank you for allowing your classrooms to just be open to allow others to come and see the great work that you guys are doing. And keep doing what you're doing. You never know. And some days it might be hard. You feel like you may not be making that impact, but you are. And you may not ever hear that, or you might hear it from somebody 20 years later, like I did Tuesday night at my own school district board meeting. I had a student come up, or a person come up to me, and she's like, "Mrs. Anderson, do you remember me? I was in your class." And that was like 20 years ago. And she's like, "I don't remember many of my teachers, but I remember your name and I remember you." And she's a school counselor now. so you never know when that positive impact is going to come back to you and realize what you've done. So you're doing amazing things, and thank you for all of your hard work.
Thank you. Welcome to the board, new friends, Mikkel, Kayla, congratulations. Jennifer, so happy that you're back on. And I would just say, if it's not evident to everyone in the room, this board, unlike some other boards in our state, we're not here because of politics or making a name for ourselves or anything of that nature. We're here, every single one of us, I know these people, they care about kids as much as you guys care about kids, and this is how we've chosen to support the kids that live in our district. That's what it's about for every single one of us. Also, I think it's pretty cool that there'll be 5 women on the board. Dr. Watkins, you screwed that up. Okay, that is all for my comment. Oh, no, I wanted to say, to echo Dr. Watkins' comments. Jeff Sprout models exactly what Dr. Johnson did, the superintendent prior to him, and it's humble servant leadership. And that made Dr. Johnson one of my favorite people, and you are also one of my favorite people. And I just appreciate everything you do for this district. Okay, go.
I appreciate the kind words from the board. I have a unique opportunity to work in between 2 outstanding groups of people, and that is our governing board and this group of folks in the back row and forward. I get to watch amazing things happen that nobody knows about, but they are taking care of business day in and day out. And but then to also know that we have a cohesive governing board that is the best in the state. I got the best on both sides, and so thank you to our admin team, and I appreciate the words, and thank you to our board.
Okay, we'll have another board meeting on December 5th. So we need to motion to enter executive session. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Whenever you're ready. Okay, we're live.
Okay, we are resuming the regular meeting, and now I need to adjourn the regular meeting. I make a motion.
Second?
Motion and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, friends.